Well, let's give a little bit of context to this because obviously they were shut out by the Panthers 30-0 on the road this past Sunday, and they did make a few changes since then. They let go of their wide receivers coach Ike Hilliard, and they're also moving Zach Robinson, offensive coordinator, from the booth down to the sideline. So they are already putting some things in motion. Kirk Cousins did also come in the fourth quarter, and no, there is not a quarterback competition here in Atlanta. They're sticking with Michael Penix Jr. He was 18 for 36 on Sunday, threw 2 interceptions. One of them a pick six, so just has some things to work through. Even though they won against the Vikings in week 2, Parker Romo went 5 for 5 in field goals, so he accounted for a lot of the points in that game. The offensive struggles were still there.
It's the first game of conference play for both of these teams, and earlier this week I asked both head coaches, is there more pressure in the locker room or a different sort of conversation being had because it's the opening of conference play? And both head coaches surprisingly said no. KSU head coach Jerry Mack said each game has the same type of importance. They want to play to be the best version of Kennesaw State. And for head coach of MTSU Blue Raiders, Derek Mason, said he feels like the conversation about pressure has already been had. He just wants his team to play a little bit more complete football, play all 4 quarters to the best of their ability, and just execute. The Falcons fell 31-13 to the Cowboys in their final preseason game on Friday, but that score paled in comparison to the bigger picture. This was really the last audition for guys before the roster is cut down to 53 players on Tuesday at 4 p.m. So who made the most of their final chance to impress? Huge interception by Five Hamilton right before half. What are you liking from your defense in this game?
I like the way I continue to see these guys grow.
21 of your 24 points scored in the first quarter. How did your defense just keep you in this game?
Man, that's a compliment to the coaching staff and those players on the grass.
They're not going to make the postseason even though they won 10 in a row, but I do think it shows the promise and potential for this team in 2026. I mean, you're going to hopefully have a healthy Spencer Strider. You got someone that looks like a frontline starter in Hurston Waldrop. You also have some guys who had really strong ends to the season in Matt Olson and Michael Harris II. So I think there's a lot of potential for this team in 2026. I also want to bring up the question, do we think Brian Snitker will be at the helm as manager next year? He's going to be turning 70 years old next month, one of the older managers in the ball game, and he's kind of hinted like, am I going to be back? I don't think I'm ready to give it up. So something else to watch for the Braves moving forward. Cam Little probably also has just so much more confidence right now. Totally. I mean, when he goes up for a 45-yard run, he's going to be like,
easy
money. No big deal.
Easy money.
Yeah, Kyle Tucker does have the record for 66 yards set back in 2021. So unfortunately, because it's the preseason, this one does not count for the record books. I have confidence in him. That's what Michael Penix Jr. said about Elijah Wilkinson getting the start Sunday at right tackle. With Caleb McGarry out for the rest of the season with an injury, Wilkinson will be the guy responsible for protecting QB1's blind side. Well, the Falcons made a statement with a touchdown in their opening drive against the Buccaneers, but failed to perform in their last moment under the lights. Kicker Younghoe Koo missing a game-tying field goal with moments left. Final score in this one, 23-20, leaving Atlanta with a few things to focus on before week 2. Hey guys, welcome into another edition of Chatty Birds. I'm Lexi Bowden with Rafael De Los Santos, and we had so much action from this weekend. A lot of tweets to go over, clearly, from the Falcons Twitter universe. And guess who taught him? None other than Michael Phelps. Can you imagine Michael Phelps trying to teach you how to swim? Like, that is so cool. Phelps is also a huge Ravens fan and Baltimore native. So fun day for all of them. And I'm just impressed. Like, you're never too old to learn how to do something new. This game is always huge, but UGA is undefeated 3-0 after they had their overtime win over Tennessee 2 weeks ago. Both teams are coming off a bye week. So we're going to see what happens. Ty Simpson has been phenomenal. 41 of 46 in passing over his last 2 games. Good for a 90% completion rate. They're also getting their running back Jam Miller back, but it is going to be in Athens. It's going to be a rowdy Bulldogs crowd, so I think UGA has a good shot at that win. Also, Georgia Tech is also undefeated. They are 4-0, and they're going to hit the road to take on Wake Forest, their first road ACC game of the season.